Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Planet Kiss, and welcome to Collection Drop number 11. So, as I mentioned last week, I was actually going to film this collection drop last week, but then me and my girlfriend ended up going to an antique shop, and I ended up splurging on some Kiss stuff. So, that kind of took over last week's episode, kind of made it its own little thing. And I don't like to make my videos too long either, so I figured I'd just divide them up into two instead of showing everything all together in one big long video. So, this is the collection drop that was meant to be last week. These are just 4 more things that I've gotten over the last month or so, I think. Maybe 2 months, but I think a month and a half. So, let's start off simple. This is actually a couple weeks ago now. I went to a record store in town. And when you go to any kind of record store, what do? You go to the CDs or the vinyls and you go straight to the case. So did that with the CDs first, went to the Kiss section, and they actually had a pretty decent CD collection that day. They had a lot of different stuff, but this one in particular caught my eye. This is Dynasty German version. So here's the thing about this though, is there's a sticker on the back that says made in Czech Republic. So this like confused the fuck out of me. So I put it on my Instagram story and asked the people. And my new good friend Dylan, the record spinner, told me it's manufactured in Czech for sole distribution in Germany. So that just means it was made there and distributed in Germany, I think. And then he also said Czech Republic is home to the largest physical media plant in all of Europe, vinyl included. So here's another interesting thing about this is on the spine here, or whatever you call it, the Kiss logo is upside down. Even if you look at it this way, you notice the words Kiss and Dynasty are in different orientations. Well, actually, yeah, I mean, it says Dynasty and Mercury on the same side, so only the Kiss logo is upside down, which I have to be honest is kind of annoying in the way I currently display my CDs because I kind of stack them, so the Kiss logo is just upside down, or like at least they're not going to be... If I put the Kiss logo right side up, Dynasty's going to be upside down. Once again, confused by this, I also put this on my Instagram story and asked the people what's up with that, and Dylan, the record spinner, once again said that is definitely a misprint and it's weird. So, I don't know. It's actually kind of cool that I have this just because it's different, but also kind of annoying to display with everything else. Let's move on. All right, next up, I'm going to spice things up a little bit here, and I'm going to show you a bit of a grail item that I've been wanting ever since I got back into this stuff in November, December. I guess one of the main reasons I've wanted it is because it's something unmasked, and I'm not talking about the actual faces. I'm talking about the album. Chu Bops, baby. Yeah, this is an American Chu Bops, still sealed, never opened. I guess there's 2 different versions. There's an American version and an Australian version, obviously. I actually bought these from somebody on eBay. They were selling them in a pack, so I have one for me here. I gave one to my dad, and then I have the extra one up on my eBay, which you can actually check out in the description below if you want my extra one. But yeah, this is just one thing I've been wanting to get my hands on since I got back into this Kiss collecting hardcore, and I love how it's just a little version of Unmasked. And if you're watching my stuff, then you probably know Brant in my head, who also makes Kiss content. He has his Unmasked Chu Bops set up next to a little Funko Pop made of himself, so took a page out of that book, and that's where I display mine on my Kiss table right here. This next thing is something that I need to complete a collection of mine, and if you've been watching my videos, then you know that I'm trying to currently build up my bobblehead collection back here, which as an adult, I never thought I would ever say that, but here we are. I got my Peter one in a souvenir shop in New York City years ago, and ever since I got back into this whole collecting thing, I've just kind of been looking at it and was like, I don't know, these are actually kind of cool. I think it would actually be kind of cool to have all 4 of these displayed here. And now I believe I have the hardest one to get, or at least the most expensive because of obvious reasons. And now you know where I'm going with this. Finally added Ace to my collection. Yeah, so these came out in like 2011 or 2012, maybe 2011, I think. They're just Kiss bobbleheads, but I don't know. There's something about them. I think it's the size more than anything. They're not too big. They're not too small. And, you know, they don't really rattle all around too much. They just kind of sit there and look cool. So now I just need to get Paul, which at this point is just a matter of time because he's fairly easier to get. But as of right now, I think all these guys are doing just fine with Mr. Elder Paul here. Elder Paul's still here, still rocking with us. Last thing here is also something that's very cool, and it's kind of veering off the path of what I'm trying to collect in this area, but at the same time, it's another rabbit hole that I do want to go down. And that is the wonderful, very vast world of bootleg vinyls. So when I did my New York trip a couple weeks ago, I ended up coming back here and buying an Ace vinyl because it was his birthday by the time I got back, and I wanted a way to end that video. And when I bought that vinyl, I obviously looked through the Ks as well, looked through the Kiss section, and kind of surprisingly, I guess, I feel like I don't see these in the wild very often, if at all, but they had a Kiss bootleg, and yeah, so this is Destroys Anaheim. To be honest, I'm probably not the best person to explain exactly what this is. I know that it's an audience recording. I'm pretty sure it's an audience recording. And it looks like sides 1 through 3 are from Anaheim, California, August 20th, 1976. And side 4 is Calderon Concert Hall, Hempstead, New York, August 23rd, 1975. Admittedly, I haven't listened to this whole thing yet still, but I have listened to the first side of it when I got it because I was excited. It's really one of those things, in my opinion, that kind of makes it feel more like you're there than even a live might make you feel. Because, I mean, let's be real, live is pretty manufactured, even though it's a live record. But the fact that this is actually somebody holding holding up their tape recorder or whatever it is to, you know, actually record the concerts. It really does just make you feel like you're standing there watching the show, or at least, you know, watching the YouTube video. But yeah, it's cool. I think like all the pictures are shots from, you know, it looks like 1976 more with Gene's costume there. But I'll show off here. It also comes with these record sleeves that, you know, have pictures of the band, more pictures of the guys. That looks like Barry Levine from like 1977 or 78 maybe? 77 probably. I honestly don't know, dude. I did not do much research before making this video. This is more just me showing you guys what I've acquired. But yeah, we can go ahead and look at the records here too. This one is, oh, they're like splattery as well. I think this, I haven't played this one yet, I don't think. The other one is Pink. Yeah, this is the one I played. And that's about it for today's collection drop. Once again, this is just all the stuff that I've gotten over the last month or so that I wanted to show you guys last week, but kind of got interrupted by another impromptu trip where I got even more Kiss memorabilia. Check out the links in my description if you want to listen to or purchase my background music that I use in these videos. I'm also trying to part ways with a couple things in my collection back here, so you can shop my eBay as well. And of course, be sure to follow the Planet Kiss Instagram for more Kiss fun. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next week. For Ace Frehley, Eric Carr, and Mark St. John, I'm Planet Kiss, signing off.